happening, Magnus? So this is Trump's new border czar. Take a look at this little compilation and see who this man is. Understand who he is. From what I understand, he don't play. Check this out here.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
He is not playing.
Because overnight, while you were sleeping, he tapped Tom Homan to be his.
Like, I'll keep you together. Make sure you're not broken up.
Better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin.
He worked with the president to come up with this job description, so let's hear from him. In his first interview after the major announcement, incoming border czar Tom Homan. Tom, congratulations to you. It's bad for us. We lose
First
you
major interview.
What went into the decision and the position?
Well, look, I've been on this network 4 years complaining about what this administration did to this border. I've been yelling and screaming about it, telling them what they need to do to fix it. So when the president asked me, would you come back and fix it? Of course I have to. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't. So, look, I'm honored the president asked me to come back and help solve this national security crisis. So I'm looking forward to it.
So he was on there beforehand.
I love Fox. I love the family there. But I think that the calling is clear. I got to go back and help because every morning I get up. Every morning I'm pissed off about what this administration did to the most secure border.
You sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Every morning I get up, I'm pissed off.
A lifetime. So I can do what I can to fix it. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why I have these issues? Because you have failed to secure.
Who's that lady behind him? Why is she holding up that picture? Is that someone was murdered or hurt?
The border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Holman, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Holman, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress.
Asian chick behind her look all uncomfortable.
Who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Holman!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
The witness will suspend.
Hey.
Me. I'm a taxpayer.
Who's the dude sitting next to him with the brush top?
I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
With the jar head. Yo. It look like he don't play no games either. They look like cousins, brothers. They serve together. That dude next to him, somebody you don't want to mess with. I don't want to mess with him, but this dude next to him. Oh, he look like he know how to shoot every gun on the planet.
The witness will suspend.
It says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented.
Who is she and what does she do? I know everybody calls her AOC. I've seen the full name written out before, but what does she do? I need help with that.
The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the
He ain't scared to say nothing. Yo, he's straightforward. He's a straight shooter, just like Trump. I see why he picked him. I'm starting to really like this dude. You know me, I like straight shooters. I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you what I feel like saying. You don't like it? Too bad.
Family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on family for the United States to pursue family separation.
Her nostrils are flaring. I think she's getting irritated.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
If
The
need
same
be.
as this, whenever U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Oh, that just made sense.
Zero tolerance.
Yo! The silence from her was deafening. The silence. My God. I gotta hear that again. Oh, let's do that again. If need be, that's the zero tolerance. So it's like if they get caught, they get separated. Just like if you get arrested somewhere, DUI, whatever. Yeah, I get it. That happens.
Save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as this, whenever U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Zero tolerance was included as a policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence.
Oh, he's a New York police officer. No wonder he's got that look, boy. Yo, don't he look hardened? He looks really hardened. To be a policeman in New York, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. Sorry. Nope. Couldn't pay me enough. I'll become rich another way. And I know they're underpaid anyway, probably. So, you know.
I separate that.
Mr. Holman, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She was like, I ain't gonna argue with this nigga no more.
About stumping for Bernie Sanders in Iowa. Let's take a listen to what she had to say on Saturday.
Organizing is about tipping people off if you start to see that ICE and CBP are in communities to try to keep people safe. I'm here because Senator Sanders has actually committed to breaking up ICE and CBP.
Tom, your thoughts on that statement?
It's ridiculous. It's an extremely stupid statement made by somebody I never consider real smart anyways. But here's an elected lawmaker. She's a congresswoman standing on the stage telling people how to obstruct ICE. Tipping off people that ICE is looking for. And she needs to realize 9 out of 10 of everybody ICE arrested last year was a convicted criminal or pending criminal charges. Let me talk about last year. 137,000 criminals, 2,000 were murders, 12,000 sex offenses, 45,000 assaults, 62,000 drug offenses, 10,000 weapons offenses. And she wants the community to tip these people off. The ICE is in their neighborhood operating. ICE's job is already extremely dangerous. Now she's making it more dangerous. And she's one of these Democrats keep saying, no one's above the law. The president is above the law. We need to impeach the president because he's not above the law. But apparently illegal aliens are above the law because ICE isn't allowed to arrest them. It's a ridiculous statement.
It's a
dangerous statement.
Yeah. Tom, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
I got a message. As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Yo, this dude is no nonsense. Yo.
Going home. I got another message.
He said you're going home.
In Mexico.
Uh-oh.
You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined.
Whoa.
And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're not an amateur. You've been doing this.
Yo, this
You're a
dude.
big cop. Also,
People would vote for him. If he ran for president, people will vote for him. People will vote. I ain't seen him smile yet. I think right here he's got a slight smirk, maybe. I know this dude don't smile much in real life. I could tell he one of them dads if he's got kids. It's like he smiled at your birthday party and that's it.
you worked the border before, went over to ICE. You've done it all. What does the process look like? Because I think some people get the impression that you're shooting from your hip, but you know what you're doing here, right?
I know exactly what I'm doing. And look, this is the second time I get out of retirement for this president. And because it matters. And look, I was a Border Patrol agent. I wore that uniform, and I'm proud that I wore that uniform. So, and I was an ICE agent. I was the first ICE director that actually came up through the ranks. So the 20,000 men and women that worked for me, I didn't ask them to do anything. I did do myself, because I was one of them. So look, I know the border, and I know there's a lot of great patriots. Look, I shut my phone off Friday night because I couldn't handle the phone calls, the texts, and emails from thousands of ICE agents and Border Patrol agents excited about the rumor I'm coming back. But more importantly than that, thousands of retired agents, retired Border Patrol agents, retired military that want to come in and volunteer to help.
Wow.
To secure the border and do the deportation efforts. So I've been off the grid.
They're ready.
Every day. It's just because I couldn't handle all the phone calls and plus all the death threats rolling in.
Gotta follow the law, folks. Gotta follow the law. And like I said, the only ones I feel bad for are the ones that were probably sold a dream and bust over here illegally. And, they're kind of like, well, they told us it was going to be all right and they would make it legal. Just come on, we'll take care of you. Like that bothers me that they uprooted themselves and came. And also, if you got illegal parents or whatever, the families that will be broken up, because the children are the innocent ones. They didn't know mommy and daddy broke the law to come here. And now, so I feel bad for them, but you can't be breaking the law. You know what I mean? So it's...
My family's not at home right now because that's starting. But, that's something we're going to deal with. They're not going to bully me away. They're not going to shut me up. They're not going to make me go away. This is the biggest national security vulnerability this nation has seen since 9/11. We have to fix it.
Wow.
And it's one of the reasons Kamala Harris lost and Donald Trump won. So Tom, you just mentioned deportations. I know during the last Trump administration, when you were there, they did have the large-scale worksite, essentially raids, where they would go into a place and there would be hundreds of people who were in the country illegally. I know in 60 Minutes a couple of weeks ago, you said that those would continue under Donald Trump in the next administration. What do you have planned? Well, I know you don't want to give away the whole game book, but you do have deportations, mass workplace stuff planned, any other kind of category of deportations of interest?
Look, as the president said on stage many times, which I agree with 100%, it's going to be the same it was during the first administration, which is just a hell of a lot more of them because 10 million people have entered this country illegally under the Biden administration, or they actually let into this country, man. Even though it's violation of federal law, what they've been doing, the abuse of the parole authority. But look, I've been clear, President Trump's been clear. Public safety threats and national security threats will be their priority because they have to be. They pose the most danger to this country. So we're going to prioritize those groups. Been clear. Public safety threats and national security threats will be their priority because they have to be. They pose the most danger to this country. So we're going to prioritize those groups, those who always have final orders, those that had due process at great taxpayer expense, and the federal judge said you must go home, and they didn't. they became a fugitive. So, and as far as worksite operations have to happen. Here's why, Steve. Where do we find most victims of sex trafficking and forced labor trafficking? At work sites. And the Biden administration shut down
Wait,
work
what?
sites. Here's why, Steve. Where do we find most victims of sex trafficking and forced labor trafficking? At work sites. And
Wow.
the Biden administration shut down work sites. On one point, they say we care about sex trafficking, human trafficking. Then they shut down work site enforcement, which is one of the main areas we find the victims.
Wow. My. Well, from my assessment of these clips that I have compiled, I would say he's made a good choice on the border czar. He sounds like a guy that's gonna get it done. Post comments down below. Let me know what you think, though. If you enjoyed my reaction and commentary, hit the like button, subscribe, and share and subscribe if you have not yet, because we are on the road to 10 million subscribers. Woo!